he has a thing for teddy bears, right? And blessing our students with teddy bears. So, you know, we were yours your undivided attention. Your mic is working. Yes.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I am Mrs. Lewis, and I have had the extreme pleasure of working with your children this week. I've only seen them really 3 times. We started on Monday, Tuesday. The younger children I saw Wednesday, but the older children had a field trip yesterday. So what they've been able to do in these last 3 days, I think is really remarkable. When I started with them on Monday, I thought my biggest challenge would be to get them to learn the music and to learn everything that I needed for them to learn. Turns out my biggest challenge was to get them to see that I wasn't Oprah. Once they realized that I wasn't Oprah and that we were doing opera, but what I did, I worked with each grade level, and what I wanted to do was to get them to understand that opera is a story. It's a play, but you sing the words. And to sort of take the poison out of opera for kids is something that's so hard for them to understand. So I did it in a couple of ways. First of all, we did do traditional opera. We did do traditional opera, but we also did some operas that I wrote for the kids. And I also started my classes that way because I wanted to bring my world into theirs. So I've taken some fairy tales and I've set them to music. We'll do those for you tonight, but they'll also do some traditional opera for you too. And I think you'll be really surprised at what they're able to do. We have instruments on the stage, and we just selected kids randomly to play, but every single child had a chance to play instruments this week, so we could change out and everybody would know exactly what to do. We also had, and as we go through each opera, there were some curriculum connections that we made with the opera. So we did some math. Hansel and Gretel. And Hansel and Gretel lived with their parents. Their father's name is Peter and their mother's name is Gertrude. What does Peter make for a living? Peter makes brooms for a living, but he hasn't been selling very many brooms, and the family has run out of food and money. So one morning, Peter gets up and he gathers all of his brooms and he tells his wife that he's going into town to sell them and he won't come back until they're sold. Gertrude, the mother, decides to go with them, but before she leaves, she tells Hansel and Gretel they have to do something. What do they have to do? Chores! They have to do their chores. Gretel has to finish the sewing and Hansel has to spend the day in the yard gathering sticks so that his father can make more brooms when he comes home. But she told them they weren't supposed to do something. What? They were not supposed to play, but what did they do? They started playing, and Gretel taught Hansel how to sing and dance. So they'll sing the first song from Hansel and Gretel, Brother Dances Step or Two. You need only one mallet, put one on the floor, and keep one in your hand. Instruments play first. C, 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 C. 1, 2, and play. tall wings began to grow right before her eyes. Very, very tall, much to her surprise. Who will help me cut the wings? Said Lorraine on her feet. Now I said, mouse, pig, and cat, we will not help in that is that. Now I said, mouse, pig, and cat, we will not help in that is that.
Okay.
I'll do it alone. I'll work my fingers to the bone. I'll do